Shalom and Baruch, beautiful people of YouTube. Here we go again. And we've been doing a couple things over here. Doing some closet organizers and building a little office space, laundry room, and things of that nature. Today I'll be installing a double door system into the closet. And I'm gonna take y'all along with me. Hope everybody's being blessed. That everybody's having a good, beautiful day. And I don't know how to do this. I'm just gonna strap you to my chest and take you along for the ride, and I'll probably do like a voiceover just to start these things off. But I appreciate you if you're tuning in, and if you can glean any information off of this, all praises be unto the Most High. And prayerfully that He guides me with His wisdom through this process of building this. Thank you.
Don't you know having faith is a substance of things that you don't see? But trust me, you gon' see the fruits of your labor. Trust in the King and my focus on laser. Walking in purpose, I'm blessed and I'm favored. I tried to go fall in love with the paper, till you show me love that will never waver. No one can give me the food that you cater. Tried to move fast and regretted it later. Long as I'm focused on you and your truth, I know I'll get the fruits of my labor. They say.
All right, so here we have it. Trying to see exactly what we got going on right here. Okay, so we got 80 in this corner. Oh man, all praises. Looks like we're pretty much within an eighth. 79 and 7/8, 79 and 7/8. Got a little bit of a drywall build down right there. Yeah, 79 and 7/8. Oh man, look at there. Looky there, mon frere. Then you can also measure from corner to corner. See how square this thing is. I'm gonna get some plastic and I'm gonna cover all the inside of this closet when I begin drilling and things of that nature. Keep the dust out of her stuff. We got what, 98 and a half. Let's see what we got this away. Come on, be good to me. Like you always are. 98 and a half. Not about quarter out. Quarter out. Let's see which one's out. Huh. Almost took the light out. About a quarter out. That's pretty much dead nuts, but that's not sitting in there straight. I'm almost got this feeling like these things finna go. These little decorative, whatever the heck they was trying to do. Ah, there we go. All right, here's our quarter out right here. It's gonna be at the bottom. Yep, look at that. Look at that. See, when you measure diagonal like that, you can see it's out of square. Then you just got to get a level and see where you're out. And you can see in this 6 foot level to get it level. It's a good 3/8. 3/8. So to square this, the top has to come out, or the bottom needs to go in. Let's see. So now you're gonna measure your span. Here's the opening. See what we got at the bottom. We got 57 and a half. In the middle, 57 and a half. And there it is. Well, we said about a quarter out. Now up the top, we got 57 and 3/8. So it almost looks like the top can come out. The bottom is good. Okay. So what we'll do is cut this caulk, shim this out, and I'm gonna measure the door, see how much I need to cut off, because the other possibility is to take this off and then only have to trim a quarter off each side of the door, which will give us more meat because we're using hollow core doors to be able to screw into hinges and all that fun stuff without having to rebuild the whole side of the jam. All right, I'm gonna finish figuring this out, and I'm gonna go make my cuts. I'm gonna show you something else right quick. When you get your square, it'll show you how much I have to shim it out. Get it flat against that top, and there, you got your quarter again, 3/8, whatever, close enough, 5/16, whatever, you know. So that's showing that this top got bowed in. We're gonna rock out. And we're gonna go 79 3/8 on the door now. So that means I only got to cut it off the bottom, I do believe. Shoot. Yeah, that'll work. Half inch off the bottom. $79 3/8 is right here. So that's 5/8. All right, so right here in this next clip, I'm just getting everything marked out to cut the bottom of this door off so it can fit in the opening. You're gonna see me set up the saw this way, and then I was like, hold on, I like to cut it the other way, and cutting it the other way makes it so where less of the saw blade guide will be going against the door. Even though the doors are getting painted, I still like to get less of that on there. Some people run the blue tape on their saw, which I used to, but then sometimes it gets gummed up, so I just do my thing. I don't push crazy hard. I let the saw do its thing and just glide. And also I like to cut from this way, like I said, because I'm right-handed. And even though I have the jig, it allows me to also look at the line just to double check, make sure everything's cut straight. There you have it. It's still solid on the bottom. Just cut enough off to make that joker fit. That joker. Take all that off. I always like to do things a little bit smarter, not harder. But even with that being said, there's a disclaimer. So if I do something crazy, look crazy, don't judge me. Like, I got my systems and my processes, and they change randomly. Hey, hummingbird. Checking me out, huh? All right, now we're going to cut it down in the width. I'm happy with taking 5/8 off both sides. That gives me about, more than I thought, about a quarter. All right, so here in this next clip, I'm going to be getting the table saw ready to saw. I'm gonna move the door out the way, obviously. I'm gonna set the table saw up, and you're gonna see me setting up some jigs to hold it down since I'm cutting by myself. I don't want it to slide and move on me. Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory what I'm going to be doing here in this next clip. So I always want to express safety first. I take my time. Like I said, I make sure the saw is not going to move. Um, and that's just how I do it. All right. And right here, I'm double checking my sizes. Always remember to measure twice and cut once, because it's a heck of a drive to go get some more doors if I need to, and I don't want to mess these up. So we're gonna do all that to both doors on all four sides, and I'll end up ripping the other one to meet the height, and then we'll go figure out how we're gonna get these things in that hole. All right, so right here, since I'm using hollow core doors, when you rip down the sides, you're gonna notice they have these wooden blocks that are just basically fillers. There's plenty other videos on YouTube you can watch that they go into detail on how to cut these and rip them down. I'm just gonna give you a quick synopsis. So I'm cutting it, freeing that glue up, and you see I got my wood glue right there. So I'll be reapplying that, and using some clamps and gluing the door back, and then letting that dry before I install the doors. Yeah, that's about it. The filler pieces, you gotta peel the, the faces off so it fits back inside the door. Just use your putty knife to get it started, and then it just peels off. Helps it with sitting in the heat too. All right, so right here in this next clip, I'm just continuing to peel that face off, that trim that I cut off the door. That way it'll slide back in and I can glue it in and nail it in. Gotta cut it down since I had to rip the top and bottom of the door. Gotta cut that jam down so it fits back in. See, nice and snug, and knock it in with your hand. And right here, showing you how you gotta do it to every side of the door, and it makes a lot of sawdust. So you'll see I'll clean that up here in a second. And we'll get all these sides knocked in, and we'll just keep pushing forward to make these doors fit. All right, so we got everything cut out. Got it put back in. I took the other cut off door stops and made a jig to hold it all down flat. So it all dries nice and even. Now I'm finna run inside. Oh, sorry, a little bit came off. Finna run inside and start squaring off that hole behind that left jam that was out about 3/8. So I'll get y'all back set up when I get back in there. All right, so right here, I'm just I cut back the caulking off that side jam, and now I'm just prying it out, that 3/8 at the top where it was out. You see I got the level, making sure everything's gonna be nice and level and square. That way when the doors go in, everything's swinging correctly and it's not binding up and all that good stuff. So when you're retrofitting some doors into an existing hole, um, sometimes you'll get lucky and it'll be square if they did what they're supposed to, and 9 times out of 10 you're gonna have to make adjustments. So just, you know, be diligent to check the square. The more the whole square and everything is the same measurement, the easier it is at the end when the doors are both in. So they operate, they close, and all the gaps look good. All right. All right, so here I'm continuing to check the level, but now I'm checking it from front to back, and have to adjust this jam without as well the other way. So I had to knock it forward just a hair, and then once I get everything all nice and in between the lines on the level, you'll see I grabbed the brad nailer using 18 gauge 2-inch brads, crisscross them in so it locks it in, and then once it gets caulked in, it'll be solid and good to go. All right. Shalom and Baruch. So we're back. We're finna I did one hinge and forgot, and I seen the camera, so I turned it on. Got the one hinge rounded out. And then I'm gonna use the little Ryobi jig, and I'm gonna go ahead and just route her out the other one right now. It came with a router bit instructions. Just read the instructions. There's also videos on YouTube. Pretty much, there you have it. Routers it out very nicely. Mortise, I should say, mortise it out. Very clean, very nice. Oh, that's pretty dang snug. That's good right there. I heard that. All right, so here in this next clip, just gonna keep mortising out those hinges using that Ryobi jig. And like I said, it's pretty much self-explanatory. You're just gonna make sure you measure it all out the same. Measure twice, cut once, always. What we got there? 3/16 strong. And we got about the same 3/16 strong. I would suggest just being mindful of how tight you tighten down the jig. It's got like some play. These things are soft. It look like they're about a 16th. So I wouldn't, like, if you crank it down, then make sure you crank it down every time. But what I'm going for, because this is brand new door jams and doors, so I don't have to be so precise. But if you're doing old doors, measure to see where the hinge was actually sitting, and you can even set the jig up on the old door onto the hinge and line it up that way. But like I said, I'm just doing it firm, not too tight. Just a couple twists. When it feels like it wants to stop, I'm gonna let it stop. All right, crazy. Damn, 5% on this one. Yeah, the camera cut off while I was doing the last hinge. But if you're gonna use the little jig and you're doing double doors, make sure that the jig is the right way. I ended up having to just router out both sides and then mark it where the hinge went, and I just pre-drilled it and drilled it. It's an interior closet door. You'll never see the other side. But just if you're anything like me, I don't like to make little mistakes. Everybody makes them, though. We're all human. Just be diligent to make sure You know, you're putting it on the right side and then making sure that the hinge is mortised the right way. All right. You live and you learn, baby. All right, as I'm getting the doors in, I'm noticing they're trying to kick open. I don't know what this weird shadow thing is going on, but they're trying to kick open. So the jambs are not completely plumbed, which I already knew. So I'm about to end up shimming the hinges so they just stay closed. But when all the handles and all the lock mechanism will also hold it in the middle. But you can see it's a little rolled, but I'll shim it, get it tighter, and then everything should be good to go. All right, let's see here. Is not hurt. Shim the bottom corner, get your hinge at the top, screw, and it'll hold the door. All right, so here in the final clip, you're gonna see me adjusting the doors like I explained before, how they were rolling and causing the doors to kick open automatically. So by shimming it and looking, you can make the doors actually seat where you want them to seat, because everything is gonna be caulked in the end. But you're gonna see me continually go back and forth because in the game of 16ths on getting that gap as close as you can when you're retrofitting doors. It's never gonna be a perfect thing, but I've seen some people not get close to perfect at all. But I like to do this, so I like tight lines. I like stuff to look crispy. And I just give all praise to the Most High for that attention to detail. Sometimes it's a curse, maybe. Sometimes it's a blessing, but we'll take it where we can get it. Because ultimately, the end result is going to be hands raised to the sky, because it always works out 100% of the time, even when it doesn't. Can I get an amen and a hallelujah on that, right? So here, you're going to see them things swinging, huh? Whoop. Hey, let's get a close up. Hey, take this second to like, share, and subscribe. This is the end of part 1. Part 2, we'll be painting. We'll be painting these doors and doing the hardware. Shalom.